Let's talk about leveling up your network. Now, what I'm showing you here is called the Power Journal. Before I get into it, there's some principles that I need to talk to you about so you kind of understand the game. All right, the game of networking comes down to giving and receiving of value, period. Now, most people, they want to know how to receive value from higher level people, such as information, mentorship, money, funding. And they don't understand the kind of the game of giving and receiving value and this kind of reciprocation. Now, you're probably asking yourself, how do I give value to somebody who is, a famous multimillionaire or a billionaire or somebody that doesn't need anything? Well, the point here is there is always something that either you or somebody else can give to that person that they can't buy with money or whatever resources they currently have. Okay? So this is a process that you're about to go through here of actually like trying to identify what it is they need or want that is valuable to them, that you can give to them, that is valuable to them. Not generally valuable, but valuable to them. Okay. So here's the thing is if you're going out networking and you're getting no results, that comes from you being the guy looking to take value from the venue or take value from those events instead of being the guy that is openly and expressingly giving the value to people to where they remember it subconsciously or consciously and they come back somewhere down the road and you don't even really know how it happens. This is a way of actually gamifying it so that you can actually see the scoreboard and how it works. Like it or not, this is the way it works. Okay. Most people, they see this stuff and they're like, oh, I don't want it has to be a scoreboard. This is why I don't like business. This is why I don't like socializing. At the end of the day, every single human has a subconscious mechanism, whether it's conscious, whether it's subconscious. The smarter people have it consciously, but everybody has a mechanism in their mind where they're trying to maintain a homeostasis or a balance within their body, within their mind, and within their relationships and within their environment. Okay. We wouldn't have an actual physical universe. We wouldn't have a game if there wasn't a constant push and pull or a constant balancing going on. Okay. Everything is coming into balance. That's how the law works. That's how the universe works. That's how our mind works. And we're constantly trying to go into balance. The way that you can know that the way that you can see some proof about this is, let's say, you did something, you wronged to somebody. Well, you might have felt bad about it. You felt bad about it because now you took value or you took from that person or harmed that person. And now you have developed something called guilt, which is your mind is out of balance. And so the time, the track of time, you're going through time, you did something you shouldn't have done. Okay. And instead of, you can't just run away from it because now what's going to happen is you're going to have an imbalance and it's going to come back to you. And that is what karma is. And so what will happen is you'll keep going through time and then you'll have to go back, fix the thing, try to bring it back to balance, and then you'll feel better. Okay. That's how it works. So what we're doing here is we're actually just getting ahead of this thing and we're getting to a point where you are now more valuable to your environment than your environment than your environment is valuable to you. So here's how this whole thing works. And you'll see how it all kind of comes together. And hopefully it's helpful and you can use it. So right here, we'll zoom in a little bit, but you have your contact name. This is all the people that you're networking with and listing out in your contacts. You probably have a whole bunch of contacts already that you can go and plop into this little bucket here. I recommend using this for people of power, people of influence, not just like your CRM, your contacts. You can put like people in here that are your contacts, but it's going to be very manual and intensive. But I put people in here that are higher level, that like are going to be of immense value to me, not just like getting a client. Okay. So, the second piece here is, where did you meet? So we're going to use Drake as an example. I already filled out DJ Khaled so we can have a kind of a comparison here. And to be clear, I don't know Drake or DJ Khaled or Eminem. They're a placeholder. So, but let's just say I do. So place met. Let's say I met Drake in, maybe we're in Vegas at a pool party, right? We're hanging out at the pool, me and him chatting. What do we talk about? You want to list out what are the things that we talked about? Maybe we talked about music, relationships, business, etc. Right? And you're going to type out all the things. The more detailed that you can be in this, the better. The other notes here are just kind of little notes, little things. It said, it was just he just had a birthday. No one got him anything. Let's say that's what he mentioned. And these are like little notes that you want to write here that could be valuable that you could use in conversation that shows, hey, I remember. Hey, I know you said you didn't get anything for your birthday. I got you something. Something like that. Little things. Okay. There are things that you want to have written out. So let's say you guys exchange social media. Okay. If you're meeting people, exchanging social media is incredibly important so that you can stay in touch. Most people staying in touch through text it's kind of like it's good, but meeting people over Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, not only are they seeing what you're posting about and what you're doing, but they're able to kind of like have a two-way street there. So exchanging social media, very good. So let's say Instagram, you got his Instagram. Let's say you got a LinkedIn, whatever. And you want to just type out all of the social media accounts that you got, okay, that you guys exchanged. If you can get a link in here of their Instagram link or their Facebook or their LinkedIn, and you can link it in here, even better. Did you get their phone number? If so, write out their phone number. Then you want to write out what is the potential value of this contact to me, okay? What are some of the ways that this person could be valuable to me in the future, all right? So maybe it is brand deals, intro to, Will Smith, I don't know, random, right? Whatever thing that you see them as being valuable to you in the future, all right? And then what you want to do is rate that level of value on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 would be like barely any value to me. 10 would be like, would be life-changing amount of value, all right? So if you got a brand deal with Drake and you got introduced to Will Smith, holy crap. Maybe you're a big baller and that's only a 6, okay? So then what you want to do is you want to write the value that you gave to that contact, okay? What have you given, what have you offered up to this contact? And this could be anything from like a shoulder to cry on. It could be an introduction or a referral. This could be, you introduce them to somebody that they've been wanting to meet. You had a lot of fun with them. You gave them good emotions. I know what I used to do is, I've had people that like, I really like, they were really big shot type people. And maybe I got invited to a party and this has happened before, but I brought women. I brought a lot of girls because they were single guys. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, how am I going to bring value? I'm not going to show up with a big bag of money that's going to, compete to the level that they have. So I brought them what they don't have. All right. And so what is the thing that you gave to them that increased, your value perception to them? All right. Let's say, you guys just had a bunch of fun. Maybe you were like, maybe you didn't ask them for anything. You were just like genuine friends, right? And you didn't just like, you weren't trying to like take from him. Maybe you introduced him to a DJ that, has a soundtrack that, is like his perfect style and he's super happy about it. Right. Then you want to rate that on a scale of 1 to 10 to them, not to you, not to like, look, if you gave Drake $1 million, that might hurt you, and you might think it's the most value you've ever given to somebody, but to him, it's not worth that much to him. So you got to look at it from their point of view in this one. All right. So maybe from here, maybe just you being a genuine friend is rare to him because he doesn't get that. And that's actually more valuable to him than $1 million. So you got to kind of take their side of the game. All right. So what we could do is just write out, maybe it's a 6 to him. Okay. So what is the value that he gave to you? Here's the thing is most higher level people, they're just walking around oozing value. They're just giving people shit. You see them on online and they're just like giving people money, or they're just their presence gets somebody on camera. Like that is what it means to be a high value person. So they probably gave you some level of value even if you don't see it. So maybe maybe Drake introduced me to Rihanna, right? Oh, cool. Thanks, Drake. You introduced me to Rihanna. To me, maybe that's a 5 in value. All right. Because, I'm so famous. Affinity level. Affinity is like, if you read this here, is the degree of closeness, the rapport, the likability, or how friendly are you guys with each other? This is important because look, maybe you guys are giving each other a ton of value, but they just don't like you, or you don't like them. And that's going to drag down the value score of this contact. So what actually could be helpful too, let's say you don't have, there's a lot of people that are really low on these scales here, but their affinity level and just them as a person, the people like to be around them, and that transcends almost everything. So let's say you guys are like a 10, you guys are buddy, love each other, but you don't really provide a lot of value. They just like to have you around. Okay. So you want to write that here. Maybe you guys are kind of mid. It's like a 7. Then what you want to do is write down who do they know. Okay. Who is it that they know? Who is their network and who's their closest network? I'm going to say, let's say it's Justin Bieber. All right. Rihanna. And we've got, I don't know, let's say Tupac. Cool. And let's say you really want to meet Justin Bieber and Tupac and all those guys, and that's like a 10 to you. If you were to get introduced to these guys, what is the contact connection value? And let me spell this right so I don't get yelled at. There you go. Cool. What is the contact connection value? So the value to you of their contacts. Simple. Cool. So what it's going to do is it's going to score everything up. And then it's going to take the highest scored contacts and it's going to put them from highest to lowest. All right. So as you go through this and you're filling this out with all your contacts and you're going through this process, it's going to prioritize based off of your level of affinity, based off of the level of value you've given, they've given, and it's going to score it all up for you. Boom. Put it right here. Next, let's go over to here. The most important piece of this puzzle is, like I said, it's about giving and receiving. All right. So we have what we call the reciprocity meter. All right. On the left side, we have value given score, the score that we have rated, the level of value that we have given to that person. On the right side here is the value received score, the value that they have given to you. All right. And so what this will do is it will give us a score of reciprocity. Okay. Reciprocity just means that the kind of the balance mechanism that I talked about earlier, where if I give you something, you have this feeling of needing to reciprocate. Okay. And that is what we call reciprocity. Or if you give me something, I feel like I need to reciprocate. It's one of the most powerful influence levers that we have. Now, right here is we have a 90%. Okay. We have a 10% difference from it being perfectly even. Okay. So perfectly even means I gave you 5, you gave me 5. We're clear, we're good, we're even. There's no debt. and there's no debt on your end and no debt on my end. All right, so we are perfectly even, and that's okay. That would only be 100%, and it goes higher than that because we don't want to be walking around like being perfectly even. We want a higher score. All right, so how this looks is if I've given, let's say right here, I gave a 6 and this person gave a 5, I now am 120%. Okay, so I now have a 120% score. So this person naturally is going to feel like, okay, I kind of want to have them around. I kind of want to give. All right, and then that's where you're going to get things like gifts and things that you're going to notice that they give to you. It's just what happens. Now, let's say, let's go back to DJ Khaled over here, and let's say let's say you gave him a 4 level of value, okay? And then let's say he gave me a 10, right? So we can look at it here. 4 given, 10 received. We have a 60% difference we need to make up, okay? And higher level people, like these guys, will notice this stuff. They will notice if you're more on the taking end versus the receiving end, and that's where they don't want to be around you. And this is why it's very hard to get into higher level social circles. It's hard to get into higher level, celebrity circles, and or meet like really high level business people, because like they just have more value than you. And so unless you're very deliberate about the value you're giving to people, you're going to lose them. Now, this isn't coming from like my theory. Like I had a 9-figure mentor when I was 21. I literally worked on a beach and I drove for Uber. All right. This guy not only invested money into a business of mine, barely knowing me, he let me live with him and he mentored me from the ground up. All right. This guy, bless his soul, but he poured into me because not only did I show I showed like I had some potential, but I also gave him value because I had things that he didn't have as a 9-figure, 70-plus-year-old guy. Okay, I had more energy, I had more stamina. I was able to give him things, and I was able to like just totally dedicate my life towards making his life better. And so our score was constantly fluctuating. But in the back of my mind, I was always like, okay, how do I give more than he's able to give to me? And we're able to have this kind of nice mentorship, student relationship. Okay. You'll notice also a lot of mentors, they just like to see the mentee doing the work, and it's gratifying to their soul to see a guy like busting his ass, doing good things, taking the information that they're giving to you and applying it to their life and getting results. They love seeing that. So however you can identify the value, you want to list that out and be very, very clear on what that number is. I've also given you notes here to make this easy. But like a 10 would be like life-changing, like they love, like it's the greatest thing in the world. And a 1 would be like barely any value, not even noticeable. So you want to go through all of your contacts that are higher level people that you know, write everything out here, and then what you'll find is you'll be kind of surprised as to how many people are in your list that you are below the 100% mark, and how much you should actually be focusing on giving to them. And not only that, but it's going to prioritize your higher level contacts, so that way you know who to focus on and who to give to more. Okay. And then as you go through this, you'll start to get above this 120%, maybe 150%, maybe you're at like a 300%. And now you've given so much, you will receive, right? So utilize this tool. I'm giving it to you. It's free. Make that copy below here on this video and start using it, and let me know what you come up with, what kind of results you get from utilizing this tool. All right, go level up. I will see you on the next training.